If you weren't so unhappy with yourself, you will find it a lot easier to stay disciplined and to stop escaping into the world of instant pleasure. I'm Yuka. I made the transformation from being addicted, from spending my time in stimulation, from being depressed, from being anxious, and way too much in the lockdown, from starting self improvement from a place of low self esteem and frustration, to just feeling much more peaceful, tranquil, and generally more happier. And 80% of what helped me is inner work, facing the scariest and most painful parts of myself in order to transform at a core level. The remaining 20%, however, it doesn't help you transform at that core level, but it can help you improve your mental health, and it is not as scary. So here's 3 things like that you can do today, that you can start doing today in order to improve your mental health. Your mind gets pulled at 1,000 different directions. From your own thoughts, your emotions, your sensations. You feel anxious about the future, you anticipate, you get excited. Memories come up. Memories of hurt, memories of pain, they come up. You won't even notice this. You are most probably at such a state where you don't even notice how much your mind is getting carried away, how much your mind is being pulled in 10,000 different directions. And this is without considering, just in your own mind, this is without considering all the distractions that end up being there in real life. Your own phone, your devices, your laptop, all the sources of entertainment. What can we even do about this? Well, what we need to do is you need to train the mind. You need to train the skill to non-judgmentally observe whatever comes up and to redirect your attention to the present moment, to redirect your attention to the task at hand. And how can we do this? How do we train this, Yuka? And I'm going to give the most unattractive answer that you're going to hear. You need to meditate. And I have tried lots of things. I have tried using a timer. I have tried using guided meditations. Even in the app that I'm going to recommend to you, I have tried doing the daily meditations. Nothing worked. You know what happened? My mind will wander too much, which is completely natural, by the way. I'll end up sleeping when I'm meditating. And you will have to experiment for yourself, but the only resource that helped me a lot is the Medito course on meditation. Medito is a non-profit app. It's completely free. I'm not even selling their stuff. It's completely free. It's non-profit. I have donated to them before. And it's just amazing. When you go to the course, it not only guides you into the meditation, it also guides you on how you can use the meditation to be more present, to be more peaceful, to be more tranquil, and let it impact your life. It's basically a course. It's a course for meditation that gets you to do meditation every day. Huge disclaimer here. This, without your permission, if you meditate regularly, without your permission, and you use the resource that I told you because I really like it, without your permission, it will end up improving your focus. Say, it will take quite some time for you to see results. If you may end up meditating, it will end up spending quite some time. It's not like you can take a pill of caffeine and immediately you see the effects. Meditation is much more of a long-term thing, but it is worth it. You'll be surprised. You won't be surprised. You already know at how many people can spend hours and hours binge watching their favorite television show. But when asked to spend 10 minutes a day on a habit that will end up changing the way, at least a little bit, of how they feel about their life, the world, and how they perceive reality, a little bit at a time, they are not willing to spend 10 minutes on it. And I will get into how you can use that along with focus, and how you can use focus to genuinely, just as instant band-aid fix on a much more long-term problem, but still just feel a lot happier with your life. After I cover another important point. Hedonic adaptation. Your brain gets used to the stuff that makes it happy. And you just keep living in the sense of unhappiness, going after the next thing. I'll be happy in the time in which I'm going to, just that thoughts of excitement do come into your mind. I'll be happy when I'm spending my time with the friends, when I'm going to be doing all of this fun stuff. When I'm going to the movie, when I'm watching that movie. Or even with some of your goals, I'll be so happy, I'll feel so amazing if that guy who has a six-pack, imagine I had a six-pack, bro. Dude, I'll feel so amazing every single day. Damn, it will be so good if I can be like that. Bro, I have a six-pack. Do you think I just go around life feeling happy and that I have a six-pack? No, I still am insecure of my body to an extent. I still feel that sometimes it's not good enough. Sometimes I need to be better. And when I'm getting myself to educate on content about the gym, I do compare myself to them. And be like, my body needs to be so much better, my physique needs to be so much better. It does happen even to me, and it has gotten a lot better when I started doing inner work, when I started working on my mental health, and I do feel proud of my physique, but I'm saying it doesn't work the way you think it works. And the way you can fight hedonic adaptation is through gratitude. I keep a notebook. I'm not sure it's probably somewhere that. I keep a notebook and I also track this along with everything, all the other things that I'm going to say in this video in my habit tracker. But I do keep a notebook where I regularly try to write down the things that I'm grateful for. And this is not just the things that are good, the things that you don't notice much, the things that you just gotten used to, the things that you don't take the time to appreciate, the things that you strived for so much when it's there, and the things that you'll miss so much after it has gone. And not just things, people too. And you're not brainwashing yourself, listen to me. These are things and people and experiences that are so important to you in life. And in their absence, you will end up striving for them. In their absence, you will end up missing and grieving for them so much. But then when they are there, you are not grateful for them. And you need to intentionally practice that skill, intentionally go against your brain's default state of hedonic adaptation. And when you see yourself, even the things that you held resentment for, even the things that you will hold resentment, the things that you will genuinely, you will feel anger and frustration towards some things in your life. Things you're being forced to do, things that you experience, frustrations that you have, a deep feeling of dissatisfaction. If I pause you right now and I ask you to recollect a moment from childhood up until right now where that you still hold resentment for, that when you think about that, the anger, the hurt, the frustration, the pain is still there. Can you write that as one of the things in your gratitude journal? Just think. It's a lot easy. Just think about that. Can you be grateful? At least, can you find the silver lining in all of the incidents that you genuinely hold resentment for? I do. The times that I have been mocked, the times that my people have undermined my self-worth, the times that I cried, the times where I genuinely felt so bad, my mental health was at its worst. I felt so anxious, my emotions were all over the place. the times of where I experienced the most hurt from myself, from others, from everybody, I wouldn't be here without that. I wouldn't have started improving myself. I wouldn't have taken up on the journey of self-improvement if it wasn't for the pain, if it wasn't for the suffering. And this is very much a first world problem. There will be people out there who are being forced to go through 10 times, maybe even in the street nearby. Maybe I can walk outside my house and go find someone who will be experiencing 10 times the pain and suffering that I experience, because pain and suffering is a very subjective thing. But I am grateful for that, not because it happened to me, not because of the fact that I think that it's good, I think that I enjoyed the process. No, I'm not grateful for that. I'm grateful for the person that it ended up making me into, for the character that it built out of me. Not that time. That time it kind of broke me a lot. But it did impact me in a net positive way, and I'm grateful for that. Doesn't mean that you just accept that nothing happened, that you didn't there was no pain, that the situation was all good, that nothing wrong ever happened. No. But it is the times of difficulty, it is the things that you hold resentment for, the things that do not go your way, that end up building your character. Every day, just write, along with 10 minutes of meditation, just spend 5 minutes writing 5 things that you're grateful for. That's enough. And whenever you find yourself getting angry, getting frustrated, getting emotional, getting a thing at people, like you being forced to do some work that you don't really want to do, but then you realize that there will come a moment where the person that who is making you force the work, that is like kind of forcing the work onto you, they're going to die. There will come a moment where you're going to die. There will come a moment where you will genuinely grieve and miss that person, and you will think about this time where you have to do this boring work along with them because it's part of the household. Now looking with that change of perspective, with that exercising of stoicism, with that level of stoic perspective in your mind, the situation, your perspective of the situation just changes. And now from gratitude, I've just shifted a little bit to stoicism. But this is what? Just a simple practice that is a big, massive way of seeing life behind gratitude journaling, behind meditation. And the last thing that is so effective at getting you into that good mental state is focused work. Is that state of flow state, the flow state. Everywhere on the internet you would have heard it, but yeah. And when you actually go into a flow state and exhaust yourself, and number one, it's hugely productive. That it's insanely productive. You become insanely productive in flow states. And after the flow state, what happens is that you just feel so proud. There is this thing I've heard called the flow afterglow, which is a thing that happens in your mind after you exhausted yourself in the flow. You just feel this sense of, you just feel this good, you feel this afterglow, you feel proud, you feel this sense of relishment. And notice that next time you exhaust yourself in the flow state, you feel pretty good. You do feel exhausted, but then that just comes with a sense of proudness, a sense of, I don't know how to describe it. And that's the exact reason I decided to film this video. I just scripted this video. I wanted to do something else, but then I was on the roll. I was on the roll of doing tasks that are hard, that require the flow. Right now, I am in a flow state. Well, the things that I need to get into a flow state for are writing, are scripting, and filming with a paid program that I'm creating, and this exact YouTube video. And flow comes down to 4 stages. It's not like people think the flow is a light switch. You're either inside the flow state or you're outside the flow state. Well, in reality, flow is more like a cycle. And there are 4 stages in the cycle, and the first stage is struggle. Where the work honestly feels boring. You feel like you're kind of forcing yourself to work. You don't feel that good, and then you just want to quit that work. But then what I heard from Ryan Doris, who is the co-founder of Flow Research Collective, this is the knowledge I got from him, which is it's sad that most people end up spending their entire careers in the struggle phase. But then what happens is, imagine the struggle phase is just you running uphill with a boulder. But then after that you release, which your brain kind of shifts your states, and then things start to go downhill, things start to go easy, and you get into the flow state. So the advice that Ryan Doris gives is that when you see a hill, when you see things going uphill, when you see you working and you struggling, that is a sign that a flow is going to be unlocked. So when you see an uphill, when you see an incline, start sprinting, start just going at it, because the amount of struggle that you have in the struggle phase is proportional to how much you're going to experience flow later on. And the next step of the thing is just release. And what I got from him is, in the middle of after the struggle phase, you can just take a break of 5 minutes where you're not doing anything, where you're just like relaxing yourself, but in an unstimulated way. Just like set a timer for 5 minutes and stare at the wall. I need to try this. And then what happens is that you transfer from the struggle state to the flow state, where things start to go downhill, where things start to flow, where I just start spamming on the typing button and just get things down, where I am speaking to the camera and not thinking that much of something else, where I can be focused and in the moment and doing something that's in the moment. And after you exhaust yourself in the flow state, that's where you hit a valley, and that's where you need to recover. And recover is not just anything. You need to do the active recovery, because if you just sit down and watch Netflix and watch television and watch entertainment, that does not count as recovery, that does not count as relaxation. You need the active recovery to recover from the wear and tear on your mind and body because of the flow state. And after it, that wear and tear feels good. You have the flow afterglow. It's called the allostatic load or something. That wear and tear, in order to recover from this, you need to do things like ice baths help, saunas help, massages help, just NSDR, power naps. Those things help you recover for the next session of flow. Damn, that guy is so good. Ryan Doris is an amazing YouTuber. You need to check him out. And there are so many things that block you from even starting the cycle of flow. Your life is filled with so many things that stop you from getting into flow in the first place. From all the distractions, from your own procrastination, from not having a proper systems, and so many things because of which you will never be able, or at least it will make it a lot harder for you to be able to enter the cycle and reap its rewards, for you to be able to get into the struggle. You need some quick tactics that you can deploy to unlock insane focus on command tomorrow. And I have talked about 3 important tactics that you can use in this video. Click on that video and I will see you there. Take a breath. Don't forget, I'm rooting for you, and take action. Peace.